Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're pulling back the curtain on a hidden giant, a material you definitely encounter probably every day, yet, well, rarely think about.
Right.
We're talking about knitted technical textiles.
Yeah,
It's a market that's, quietly weaving its way into the future.
absolutely. It's transforming everything, how we heal, how we build.
Exactly. So our mission today is really to unearth the astonishing scale of this industry's growth,
Yeah.
and we're drawing direct insights from a really fascinating recent report by Cognitive Market Research.
And this is genuinely one of those areas where the unseen is just profoundly influential.
Right.
These aren't just, simple fabrics. They're engineered material.
Highly engineered.
Yeah, already shaping advanced healthcare products, critical components inside our cars.
So understanding their trajectory, their future potential, it sounds crucial.
It absolutely is, especially if you're interested in innovation or the subtle dynamics of global markets.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because the numbers alone are, well, they're pretty remarkable.
They really are.
According to the report, the global knitted technical textile market, it was valued at a robust $13.29 billion back in 2021.
Already a significant number.
Yeah, and it's not slowing down. It's projected to hit $16.59 billion by just 2025.
Which is very soon.
Very soon. And then surge to an impressive $25.86 billion by 2033.
Wow.
That's a steady compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of 5.7%.
Right.
So basically, the average annual growth year over year for that whole period.
And the why behind that growth is really where the deep dive begins, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It goes beyond just, saying flexibility or durability.
Yeah, okay.
The real insight is how knitting's inherent adaptability, that unique inner looping structure.
Right, the loops.
Exactly. It allows for multi-directional stretch, incredible shape conformity,
So they can make complex shapes.
complex 3D forms, yeah, or even seamlessly integrate things like sensors right into the fabric. Which makes them perfectly suited for, well, long-standing industrial needs that maybe rigid materials or even woven ones just couldn't address.
So think about a material that can stretch, bend, breathe.
Yeah, be strong enough for an aerospace component or precise enough for a medical implant. That's the kind of thing we're talking about.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting then. Because these aren't just abstract concepts.
Not at all.
When you look at the report, what are some of the most surprising, maybe real-world applications? The things that show how these textiles are changing daily life. Can you paint a picture?
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing knitted technical textiles enable some incredible advances.
Like what?
Well, take smart wearables. It's not just about sticking electronics on fabric anymore.
Right.
It's about knitting conductive threads into the actual structure.
So the whole garment becomes a sensor.
Essentially, yeah. And it's comfortable, it's seamless. Then in healthcare, think advanced medical fabric. Things like tissue scaffolding, maybe, or wound care dressings that need really precise pore sizes and maybe biodegradability.
Wow.
Or even implants that have to conform perfectly to the body.
Okay. And construction, too. You mentioned building.
Yeah, eco-friendly construction. Imagine geotextiles.
Okay, what are geotextiles exactly?
They're engineered fabrics used in civil engineering, big projects.
Like roads.
Reinforcing roads, railway tracks, preventing erosion, filtering, all sorts of things. And the knitting pattern itself provides specific drainage or reinforcement properties.
So the demand is really spreading out.
It's diversifying incredibly rapidly, yes.
So this isn't just a niche product line then. It sounds much more like a foundational technology.
That's a great way to put it.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, where does this industry really sit?
It truly sits right at the intersection of innovation and necessity.
Okay.
These textiles aren't just replacing older materials. Often they're enabling entirely new product categories, solving complex challenges.
Because they're so adaptable.
Exactly. Their underlying properties allow for that adaptability in ways rigid materials just can't match. So they're fundamentally contributing to modern tech advancements and, countless everyday products we might just take for granted.
We've seen how these materials are changing industries, but you mentioned global markets. This isn't happening uniformly everywhere, is it?
No, not at all.
The story unfolds differently depending on regional strengths, needs.
Precisely. And to really grasp the market's pulse, you have to look at its geographic heartbeat.
So where are these advancements making the biggest waves? Which regions?
Well, Asia-Pacific, for instance, it isn't just leading.
No.
It's practically redefining what's possible in this space. It's the clear growth engine.
The biggest share.
Holds the largest share, and it's forecasted for the fastest expansion. Expected to surpass $10.1 billion by 2033.
$10 billion. Wow. And what's driving that dominance specifically in APAC?
Well, within APAC, China is a huge driver, projected to hit $4.2 billion with a strong 6.8% CAGR. And India is right there with it, $1.97 billion, also at that 6.8% CAGR.
Same growth rate. Interesting.
Yeah. And you also see strong contributions from Japan, Southeast Asia, Taiwan.
So why? Is it just manufacturing?
It goes beyond just being a manufacturing hub, though that's part of it.
Right.
It's also about a huge growing middle class demanding advanced consumer goods like those smart wearables we mentioned.
Ah, the demand side.
And massive infrastructure projects, rapid urbanization needing those innovative geotextiles. It's really a dual engine supply and demand for these very specific applications.
Okay, so APAC is clearly the engine.
Yeah.
But what about established markets? North America, for example. Always a hub for high-tech adoption. How's it playing out there?
North America is also set for very significant growth, projected to hit $6.62 billion by 2033.
Still pretty big.
Definitely. And the United States is contributing over $5.1 billion of that.
Okay.
But it's not just the numbers. The real story there, I think, is its unique focus on high-value, performance-driven applications. Think defense, aerospace,
Right.
where the stakes are incredibly high, precision is paramount.
Right.
Or advanced healthcare, where things like biocompatibility and specific functional properties are critical.
So that pushes innovation in a different way.
Exactly. It pushes innovation for knitted textiles that meet incredibly rigorous standards. And we should also note, Canada and Mexico are showing healthy growth rates too, above 5% within the region.
Okay. And shifting our gaze across the Atlantic to Europe. It represents a very significant market as well, right? Expected to exceed $5.35 billion by 2033.
Yes, still very substantial.
Germany, looks like $1.09 billion of a 5.9% CAGR, and the UK at $610 million, 5.7% CAGR. They're leading the charge there.
They are?
But I might have initially assumed Europe would lead in all aspects of technical textile innovation, given its history.
Yeah.
Why do you think APAC is now outstripping it in market share, even with Europe's strong R&D?
That's a great question, actually, and it highlights a key dynamic. What's fascinating is that while European nations like Germany and the UK are certainly driving innovation in R&D...
Right, often leaders in sustainability too.
Exactly, often at the forefront of sustainable manufacturing practices. APAC's sheer scale,
Scale?
both manufacturing capacity and consumer demand, coupled with that rapid industrialization we talked about, that gives it the edge in overall market share.
Makes sense.
But it's also intriguing that the report shows the rest of Europe category is actually growing the fastest.
But faster than Germany or the UK?
Yeah, at a 6.45% CAGR, which suggests perhaps significant, maybe still untapped potential in some of the smaller, more agile economies across the continent.
Interesting. Niche innovation hubs, maybe.
Could be. Places we don't hear about as often.
And beyond these major players, APAC, North America, Europe, what about the rest of the world? Any other regions showing significant promise?
Yes, certainly. South America, for example, led by Brazil.
Okay.
It's set to nearly double its value, currently around $683 million, 6% CAGR, projected to cross $1.9 billion by 2033.
Strong growth there, too.
And the Middle East, a bit slower, growing at a CAGR of 4.3%, but showing promise.
Where specifically?
Particularly in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and the UAE. Industrial and construction applications are really increasing there, creating new demand for these engineered fabrics.
Okay.
And finally, Africa's market, set for steady growth, with Nigeria and South Africa looking like the frontrunners.
So this entire discussion, it's really shifted my perception of textiles. It's way beyond sweaters.
Definitely.
It raises an important question, I think, for you, our listener. How do these global trends in what seem like niche materials actually impact broader economic development?
Yeah, and critical sustainability efforts, too.
Right. And even the future of the everyday products you use. It's all interconnected, isn't it?
It absolutely is. I mean, just consider how the ability to knit precise functional structures with advanced fibers can potentially reduce waste in manufacturing. By creating shapes closer to the final form, maybe, less cutting, less scrap, or improving product lifespan. or even creating completely biodegradable solutions for some applications, the implications are really vast.
We've just taken an incredible journey, really, through this hidden world of knitted technical textiles, uncovering their unexpected scale and their really far-reaching impact across global industries.
It is impressive.
It's a testament, I think, to how specialized innovation can have these widespread, really fundamental effects.
Yeah. And as you reflect on this, maybe consider this final thought: how the simple, ancient art of knitting,
Right, something humans have done forever.
a craft as old as civilization, basically, when you combine that with advanced materials and modern engineering,
Uh-huh.
it's now at the forefront of solving some really complex challenges.
Mm.
How might that insight change your perspective on, traditional craftsmanship meeting cutting-edge technology, and what new possibilities does that connection spark for you?